I have a few things I wanted to show, and then Karen thought it might be a good idea if we had question and answer at some point, because you guys have questions. But I don't know if you have questions.
Well, yeah, at the end or something. I know you're on a tight time limit, but
That's
we'll
fine.
let you pilot it. And thank you for that, though, for welcoming those.
Welcome to the Silverdale Chess Club. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Eric, you want to kick it off?
Are we going to Q&A or are we going to chess?
I think it's going to start right in on the interview and on the show.
Okay, volume up on the TV. Yeah. All right. I guess before we get too deep into chess theory, probably the more important question right now is: do you have a favorite? I guess it's a chess drama or chess story going on, either recently or a long time, or anything going on in that regards?
The funniest thing that happened lately was 2 days ago in the freestyle chess in Vegas, if anybody's following that. There was a match between Aronian and Carlsen. It was a playoff match because they tied. And sometimes the commentators get some of the players to help commentate. So in this instance, they got Hans Niemann. And Hans is not a big fan of Carlsen. So he wasn't very objective. He was like, Carlsen's losing and he's jumping up in his chair and he's like, hooray, and I have to buy dinner for Aronian and all that. And ended up, Aronian did win the playoff against Carlsen, which stopped Carlsen from getting first or second in the tournament. And Hans could not hide his glee. So I guess when they want a player to do like analysis of the game, they're hoping that he doesn't root against one of the players he's analyzing. But in this case, that's what happened. And then Magnus was interviewed later by Fiona, and she asked him, who do you think's going to win the tournament, since he couldn't win anymore? And he said, I really don't care. So, but yeah, that was a funny question to ask him, because I figured he wouldn't care. But yeah. But it was funny watching Hans not hide his glee from Aronian beating Carlsen, which I guess is understandable.
Yeah, that was quite the pop off by Hans. Does anybody have any other questions for Ben?
Yeah. Well, whether you just want me to...
Oh yeah, either you come up or I can repeat.
Always repeat.
I guess my question, I'm about 1,700 rated on chess.com, and right now I'm kind of concentrating on playing the same openings against whatever I see. So if, it's d4, I always play knight f3, knight f6, excuse me. And so I was just wondering if you kind of think that that's a good way to get better, or if it would be better to kind of vary up how you play and get a bunch of different openings against the same things you see on the board.
Yeah, typically, if you play many openings or one opening, it doesn't necessarily define how good you're going to be at chess in the middle game and end game. So I think what I tell my students is you should do whatever feels comfortable to you. If you like playing the same thing over and over again and you think you understand it better, that's fine. If you think it's more interesting to play different stuff, and I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, I gotta play what I know. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I've been playing this for 30 years, let's play this. This looks more interesting. So it's a personal choice. Probably you'll learn your openings better if you play a narrow range of openings that you like, as opposed to play 10 different openings and you're like, you don't really know them very well. But that's a personal decision based on how interesting you find different openings. So if you like what you're doing, then do that. If you feel stale, like I keep doing the same thing and I don't like it, then do something else.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Go ahead.
Hey there, Ben.
Hello.
I've got a question. So for someone who's interested in starting chess clubs for kids and trying to teach kids at schools. Do you have any advice? Maybe it's for like teaching chess to children, or even like just club formation and structure sort of advice for that when you're trying to do that sort of thing with kids?
Boy, you asked me a tough question right off the bat.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's basically you want to get things as simple as possible. So you want to teach, like, you want to have chess sets and chess boards and a place to meet. And you're not looking for anything too complicated. I think a lot of mistakes people make is they make it too complicated for the kids. The kids lose interest. Most kids are beginners and they don't know what's going on yet. They don't know how the pieces move or what the names of the pieces are. So I think getting a beginning chess club and welcoming people who don't think they're ready yet, because that's the argument I get a lot from parents is, I don't think my kid's ready for a tournament. And I'm like, your kid's breathing, they're ready for a tournament. And just making it as simple as possible and welcoming everybody no matter what their skill level. And you're gonna find the problem you have isn't that the kids aren't good enough, it's that there's gonna be one or two kids who are much better than everybody, and you're gonna have a problem with them because they want things to go faster. But yeah, you can always nip that in the bud by having a couple kids play each other who are good or playing them yourself.
Nice.
But yeah, you want to keep things as simple as possible. You want to make sure you have enough chess sets, and that you have a place to meet. I've had a lot of problems in my life in schools where the room is locked and they don't know who has the key and they didn't know there was a chess club meeting there at that time. And I've had these problems with schools before. So if you can get past all the garbage where you have a room, you have chess sets, you have kids, and you make it as easy as possible, that'll be welcoming environment for the kids who, are sort of afraid to go because they don't think they're good enough to play yet.
Right on. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll chime in with one more question. Ben, you just were in Las Vegas. I don't know if you won any money.
Yeah, I won.
Can you hear me? Oh, very nice. What's your favorite game other than chess in Las Vegas?
I play poker and blackjack, and my favorite is whether I win or not. So
there you go.
If I win at blackjack and lose at poker, then I like blackjack more.
That actually wasn't my question. My question was that the event in Las Vegas was all about 960 chess, and I guess the question of the day, or maybe of the year, is whether 960 is really to be taken seriously, or as seriously as some folks would like it to be taken, or what seems for this casual observer to be the case, that it really plays to the elites, like it's the next and final conquest for Magnus Carlsen, who has completely dominated and proven his supremacy in regular chess. So it makes sense that now, let's move to another form of chess. Or do you think it will attract the broad base of support that it apparently will need or will, ask for?
Well, okay, first of all, when I was in Vegas, that was before the freestyle chess. I was there for other events. So
okay.
I was in Vegas like 3 weeks ago. I wasn't in Vegas for the freestyle event. But I've been following the freestyle event. I'm not a big fan myself of playing because I can't play freestyle. I just play terrible. And it's got to catch on a lot more than it has. It seems like it's really popular with the top players, but not so much with the casual player. Because for the casual player, and I include myself, chess is hard enough as it is. So we don't need to make it more difficult. And the fact that you spent a lifetime perfecting what you understand about chess, and then something comes along and says, forget all that, let's just play a new starting position, that you feel like you've wasted your time. And I think the top players like it because it doesn't affect their slow rating in slow chess. And I think a lot of top players like to avoid risking their rating and risking their world ranking. And now that the freestyle chess is going to have ratings at some point, that's going to be interesting. Right now, for me, it seems like it's a top player thing, and I don't expect it to catch on so much with the casual player, but I've been wrong before. So it could be it's going to catch on and be more popular than chess. I just don't see it that way. And I like regular chess. I mean, I like to watch regular chess more. I've played regular chess my whole life, and I'm not really a variant person. I'm not somebody who plays Bug House all day. I just like regular chess, but that's a personal opinion. The top players seem to like freestyle a lot. I'm not sure why they like freestyle more than regular chess, but it seems like they just find it more interesting because they don't know what they're doing at the beginning, so it's interesting for everybody. You can have a lost position on move 2 if you don't know what you're doing. So it's fun for the spectators, but it's very hard to understand. So if you're watching the freestyle chess and you're a casual player, it's really difficult to understand why some moves are better than others in the opening, especially. Once you get to the middle game, end game, it looks like regular chess, so then it's easier to follow.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually just watched Eric Hansen video this morning, and he lost his queen on move 6 with it. But just if you wouldn't mind, could you just clarify what is freestyle / 960 / Fisher Random, just for people who are not familiar with it?
The reason they have different names is because there's different companies that run the tournament. And freestyle chess is the name of the company. And probably Chess 9XL or whatever they did, that's another company. So it's all the same game. It's just different companies run tournaments, and they want the name of the game to be the name of their company. So Fisher Random, Chess 960, freestyle chess is all the same thing. But it depends on what company is running the event, because they want to get the sponsors, and then the name of the event is based on whatever their name is.
And just for clarity's sake, in terms of so it's essentially is the same variation of chess, but just to summarize, it's essentially just a randomization of the back row of pieces, right? Where both sides have the back row that's randomized in some way, and both black and white play their random assignment.
There's 2 rules about randomizing the back rank. The bishops must be on opposite color, and the king has to be between both rooks. Mm-hmm. And otherwise, you can do what you want. And supposedly, there's 960 starting positions. That's why it's called Chess 960. Although, one of the starting positions is regular chess. So, I mean that's, and one of the starting positions is regular chess with the kings and queens switched, which is funny, because that's basically the same thing, it's just different colors. So, but yeah, that's why it was called Chess 960. There's 960 possible positions where you can meet those criteria.
Got it. Anyone have any other questions? No?
Well, Ben, will this session, once you we say action and click the clapboard, does this appear on your networks on YouTube? And if so, and you say sponsor.
Yeah, you can talk to Karen about that. I think we were planning on doing that, unless you didn't want us to do that.
No, we do. I just want to clarify that it's sponsored by the Silverdale Chess Club,
okay,
so that we can get all kinds of notoriety and people can think about taking the ferry and coming out to Kitsap County. Believe it or not, is the name of the county. I don't know where they came out with that name. Anyway, I don't know if we made some suggestions. You are an absolute treasure, and I think the global humorist when it comes to chess, and so many of us have been hearing of some of your famous aphorisms and quotations and wondering, how did those get started? What inspired them? Some may be readily familiar, some are unfamiliar, but that was a big question, and we called it the the wit and wisdom. We noticed that if you and Ben Franklin shared a bathroom, you'd both have the same towel monogram.
That's right.
And so, there may be, and of course, Ben Franklin had some amazingly nice things to say about the game, the virtues of the game, which has little to do with comedy, but I thought was very interesting. So anyway, we'll let you take it away.
Okay. Well, first I want to apologize because I'm a little under the weather. So this might not be my best lecture ever. Might be my second best. I've been sick for a while. A lot of it has to do with Vegas, because in Vegas, it's 105 degrees. And I went to Vegas, then I came home, then I went to Vegas again, because I went there for different reasons. And when you're playing in the World Series of Poker or in a chess environment, there's hundreds or thousands of people. So basically everybody gets sick. And then, so I've been under the weather for a while, but a lot of people in Vegas got sick at the tournament. That was typical. I wanted to ask a trivia question to the chess club that you guys could see who can answer it. Benjamin Franklin has accomplished something in chess that I've never accomplished. Although I might accomplish it, it might happen. What did Ben Franklin accomplish that I haven't in chess?
King capture. Is it a king capture?
No, I've done king captures in blitz chess. I've accomplished it.
What's that? What's the other?
Oh, he's in the Chess Hall of Fame, right? Yes.
Wait,
He's in the
that's
Chess Hall of Fame.
Somebody's right. He's in the U.S. Chess Hall of Fame, and I'm not. So there's Joel Benjamin Franklin, but no Ben Finegold.
Yeah, but you're still alive.
So yeah, so my goal, yeah, but people in the Hall of Fame are alive. They just haven't put me in yet. So maybe they won't put me in, and there's only one Benjamin in the Hall of Fame. Terrible. Okay, so a lot of my sayings I get from different corners of the world. We're going to look at a game with one of the sayings you guys quoted in the email, which is double up on the bubble up. And I just straight stole that from some chess hustler in Detroit. He has a lot of funny sayings, and that's one of them. Okay, this game was played in 1990 in France between myself. I was an IM, and my opponent was also an IM, Andrew Whiteley. And I played the Albin counter gambit, which, funnily enough, I'm writing a Chessable course about right now. Somebody called in? Oh, okay. I used to play the Albin counter gambit a lot when I was younger. And then when I got older, I decided it wasn't for me, too complicated, too risky. But when I was younger, I liked complicated and risky. So you sacrifice a pawn. And then this is the typically white plays g3 and Fianchetto's their bishop. And what's good about the Albin counter for me is there was a lot of opposite side castling and a lot of checkmating attacks. So this game, which I'm showing, ended favorably for me, but sometimes it didn't and they checkmated me. Those games I forgot about. Okay, bishop e6 attacks the pawn on c4, knight bd2, queen d7, and then we castle opposite sides. Castles. So typically, black plays for mate on the h-file, and white plays on the queen side and tries to mate black on the queen side. h5, knight g5, also possible as h4. h4 might be better. And then I got my pawn back, knight takes pawn. He got the two bishops. Then this pawn's attacked. I think he should play queen a4, but he played b3 so he could develop his bishop. I started attacking. Now the H file's open. It's a difficult choice here to decide which way to take on G3. They're both bad for different reasons. But taking with the H pawn keeps his pawn structure intact at least. Knight takes. Bishop takes. Queen H3. And I'm threatening Queen H2 with advantage. So what move did White play here? Who knows in the audience?
Rook. Yeah.
I heard rook, then I heard some other weird rumblings. Rook is correct. Rook E1. Okay, now I don't have any checkmate. Terrible. Okay, so I get my knight into the game. Then I attack his rook. We trade. And I play knight G4. Now, I'm threatening queen check and queen takes F2 mate. And if he takes my knight, it looks like I can checkmate him, but I can't. Do you guys know why I can't checkmate him?
Yeah.
Nick just moves one space forward. King
to
check. Bishop
Takes with check.
Yeah, because he takes with check. Okay, so that's what he did. I should have done this anyway, see if it worked. All right, queen takes. Now, whenever I opposite side castle, I make sure that I'm attacking and they're not attacking. And when I say I make sure, that's just the hope. And in this position, White doesn't have any attack against Black's king, but Black has an open H file. Okay, queen D3. He wants to play queen F3 and get his queen over there. Rook D6. Queen F3. Queen H3. He can't take my pawn because checkmate. So he played queen G2. Okay, and this is the position where I ask my students, what should Black play? And you've heard of Alekine's gun, but this is the Finegold gun, which is much more potent because I'm from Detroit. So Finegold gun is tough. Okay, what's the best move for Black? If somebody says it in the audience, then somebody with a microphone can speak for them.
Rook H6. Rook H6.
No, I don't want to trade queens. Then I won't mate him. It's important not to trade queens. We must keep pieces on the board for mate.
Queen H7. Queen H7.
Queen H7 is correct.
Good job.
That's the move of the game. And then I want to triple up on the bubble up, which is even better than doubling up on the bubble up. In fact, it's not clear to me if the guy who said that meant double on the file or double on the 7th rank. Probably both. Okay, now White, there's nothing White can do. Black is going to play Rook H6 and Rook H1. So he played G4 and Queen G3. That way his king can walk away if I start checking him. And then I played one more move and he resigned. What's the winning move for Black?
Queen E4.
If I play Queen E4, probably I'm winning, but he could play F3. Never play F3. And then I won't checkmate him like I do in the game.
Rook H3. Rook H3. Yeah, Rook H3.
Rook H3.
Rook H3 is correct. Get triple up on the bubble up. Now, his queen has nowhere to go because his queen on G3 was defending the H3 square, which prevented Queen H3 mate.
Oh, you forced her out.
And if he plays Queen G2, that also doesn't work out very well for him. So after rook h3, he resigned. So that was my example of tripling up on the bubble up. And that was one of my easiest wins with the Alban counter because my opponent never made a threat to my king. Although it was 35 years ago. I remember it like yesterday. Wait, I played this game? So yeah, my opponent played too passively that game. b3, never played b4, never played queen a4, never pushed on the queen side. I just played solid, and then my h-file attack won the game. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Okay, and again, in the email that was sent by your chess club, somebody pointed out that Morphy would beat Rufus and Doofus. And also, what you guys don't know is there's a triplet. Rufus and Doofus in the triplet. The triplet doesn't come in very often, but he's sort of like Rufus and Doofus. And when I was at the World Youth teaching kids, and my kids would win, I said, was your opponent Rufus or Doofus? And occasionally the kid would say it was the triplet. So a lot of Morphy's opponents weren't very good, which begs the question, why was Morphy so good? What did he do to get good? Okay, this is one of my favorite Morphy games. It's not a king's gambit where you sack 5 pieces and win. Morphy is actually black, and it's a French defense. But the game doesn't last very long. It's very strange to see an advanced French in the 1800s. Normally we see like the Scotch gambit and the this gambit and that gambit. So Morphy's black. And now his opponent made a mistake, but it was 1850 and he left his laptop at home. He didn't have his prep with him. He played f4. Too many pawn moves in the opening. Boo. Okay, queen b6, putting pressure on d4. Knight f3. Bishop d7, developing. a3, another pawn move. Too many pawn moves. Knight h6. Morphy wants to play knight f5. And notice, black has 2 ways to get to f5. And the reason to play knight h6 is your bishop defends your c-pawn. So if they take, you can take with the bishop. And if you play instead knight e7, then they take, you have to take with the queen, which isn't as good. Queen can get harassed, the bishop's not developed. So Morphy correctly played knight h6. Sometimes in the French defense, after knight h6, white takes the knight, but that's illegal here because white played f4 so early. Don't have to worry about that. Okay, played b4. They traded. Morphy attacked the pawn, or played rook c8. Attacks the pawn later. Bishop b2. Knight f5. Queen d3. Now, we've played a whole opening, and Morphy hasn't sacked all his pieces yet. What kind of Morphy game is that? Okay, the game's almost over, and we just started. In this position, Morphy plays the winning sacrifice. Who can find it in the audience?
Is it knight takes b4? Knight takes b4, hit it, take back with the queen.
Knight takes b4 is a sacrifice, but not as strong as what Morphy did.
Bishop takes.
Is it bishop takes?
Bishop takes.
Yeah, bishop takes b4, developing all of his pieces.
Puts him in check.
Okay, so white has to take, otherwise down a pawn, getting crushed.
With a knight.
Oh, that's good.
See, now the knight's attacking the queen, and knight c2 check wins the rook. Now in this position, knight c2 check wins, but Morphy played a better move. After knight c2, the king moves somewhere, and then if you take my knight, I can take this knight. So black has a winning material advantage. But when you see a good move, look for a better one. Morphy played rook to c2. That's even better. Now, what does white do? White only has one move.
Queen's got to retreat back.
Yeah, you got to go back. Now, again, when you see a good move, look for a better one. Rook takes bishop is a good move, and that wins. But Morphy played a better move. What did black play?
Oh, knight.
Knight where?
Yeah.
Bishop A4. Attack queen on the front. Bishop A4. Queen strip.
So I'm hearing bishop a4, and then where else?
Bishop a4. There's a rook here.
Knight E3. Knight E3.
Knight e3.
Yeah, knight e3.
Mhm.
Yeah, I still don't know if it was Rufus or Doofus. Man, Morphy was so much better than everybody, and this guy was a known player. Like, this guy's not like NN. Like, he has other games with, Morphy and other people. But yeah, that's pretty bad. Then he resigned. That's what Morphy did to normal people. He made them look really bad. Nowadays, we don't see a lot of games like this because if somebody's really good, like let's say Carlsen, they're not typically playing somebody rated 1300. So the games are more interesting. But it's amazing how Morphy was so much better than everybody else. And this guy was Rufus and Doofus. But what I like about this game is the guy played queen d3, then queen d2, then queen d1, and then resigned. The truth hurts. Morphy, as per usual, got all of his pieces out. White did not. That's one of my favorite Morphy games. Okay, this game features my favorite move. It was played in 1994, the New York Open. I had the black pieces. My opponent was 2300. We played a Sicilian. And I'll show you the first bad move that he made. This is all theory, normal. So in this position, white should either move the f pawn or castle or move the queen, like queen e2 or f4, or f3 or castles, bishop d3. But he made a move that's attractive to a lower rated player, but not to a grandmaster. He played knight b5. The knight's not good on b5, and he's left his e pawn weak. So I move my queen. Now I'm threatening his e pawn. Played f3. Developed. Now he should move his knight back to c3, but he thought that would make him look silly to play knight b5 back to c3, so he went to d4. Then I attacked his bishop, put my knight in the center, and then I played the Sicilian move that everybody in the Sicilian wants to play, d5, attacking his e-pawn. He traded. Now my knights look good in the center, and he played bishop g5. Now I played the most amazing move I've ever played in my life. I like the way when I show this to people and they're like, bishop takes bishop, And I'm like, that's the most amazing move you've ever seen in your life? Bishop takes bishop? So what should black play in this position? There's more than one good move, but try to find my move that nobody would ever find.
What's that? Bishop b4?
Bishop b4 is a common answer. And then what would white play after bishop b4?
c3.
The c3, and that's the end of that. That's the end of my tricks. Also, bishop b4 isn't the greatest move I've ever played. It's got to be a stunning move.
Oh, the M6.
It's got to be f6, right?
Never play f6. It's going to get really quiet at your chess club when I show you the move. You're going to be like, wait a minute, that you can't do that. You have to make a move you can't do. You have to do it anyway.
Oh.
I was teaching a chess camp in Vegas about 10 years ago, and when the camp ended, this guy went up to me and said, "That's the greatest move in chess history." Now, he's not right, but I accepted the compliment. I was like, thank you. It's like one of the only moves you would never make. It's like a puzzle. In puzzles, the answer is always some move you wouldn't think of. This was an actual tournament game, and I thought of this crazy move, which was the good move. I'll give you guys more time to think about it.
On H6.
What's that?
On H6.
On h6.
That's the greatest move in chess history. No.
Yeah, it's got to be like a king d7 or something.
Yeah, see now, king d7, now you're talking. It's not the right move, but at least you have the right idea, like it's the craziest move you ever saw. My move is crazier looking than that.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah.
Or I'll show you the move, then we'll see how quiet it gets at your chess club. You weren't expecting that move, were you?
3d5 check out.
And the funny thing about this move is my opponent's next move, which will also shock you. Guess what my opponent played here? The answer is very funny.
Oh.
He didn't play oh. You can't castle when you're in check. Come on, that was a good joke. Okay, he played king f1, confusing the chess club. So if he takes with the pawn, then we play the aforementioned bishop b4.
Why not take with the queen?
If he takes with the queen, then I take his bishop. If he takes with the bishop, then my queen that you were laughing at before, I saw some of you laughing, goes to e5 and wins his bishop. So actually, king f1 is the best move. Okay, then I played knight here, traded. Now, this is a funny position because if I said, what's white's best minor piece, probably you would say the knight on d4 in the center. What's funny about that is the knight's trapped. So if it was black's turn to move, black would play pawn to e5, and the knight has nowhere to go. But it's his turn, so he attacked my knight. King g2 is a mistake. Queen d6 is a mistake. Now, if he takes my pawn, bishop f3 check wins his queen. If he takes my queen, which rook do I take back with? Very difficult question. Hard to answer. I'll give you guys two guesses.
Yeah,
Check with the knight first.
Yeah, that guy got it. You don't take back at all. You check with the knight first.
Intermittent.
Then if he plays king f2, you keep checking. If he moves his king somewhere else, now the rook's attacked, the c pawn's attacked, and the f pawn's attacked. So he didn't trade queens. He played queen d2. And now I win material because I'm threatening knight e3 check, queen takes pawn. Okay, this is very funny. I played rook c8, and he played the obvious move, rook c1, challenging the file. That move actually loses a pawn. Because when I take it, there's no good way to take back. There's three ways to take back, but they're all bad. If you take with the rook, then I win another pawn. If you take with the knight, I take on f3. So he took with the queen, and then I win another pawn. And then in this position, he's down two passed pawns. I have the safer king, the better minor piece, so he resigned. Now, I like that game because I played knight d3 and I did some tactical tricks. So this was round one of the tournament. When the tournament ended, I got 6.5 out of 9, and I won $125. Now, this was 1994, so that's like $1 billion. No. Okay. So, okay. My opponent got 6 out of 9, which is not as many points as I got. I got 6.5. But he won the under 2,400 prize, which I wasn't eligible for because I'm over 2,400. He won $4,000. And he got half a point less than me. So that's what I call a Pyrrhic victory. I won the game, but man, he won a lot of money that tournament. Okay, so this is a game played in the U.S. Championship 8 years ago between Akobian and Fabiano Caruana. Now, you all know one of my favorite sayings for black is never play
F6.
Never play f6. Now, you guys are pretty good at chess. Look at you guys. I can see you guys. You guys look pretty strong. What's your professional opinion of this position?
Whose turn is it?
Good question. White's turn. Because if it's black's turn, queen takes rook is good. Okay, so it's white's turn. Maybe that'll change your opinion. So what's the evaluation of this position? Who's better? Who's winning?
Seems like black's winning.
Yeah, black's two connected pass pawns up for nothing. Also, black is Fabiano Caruana. White is Varuzhan Akobian, not as good as Caruana. So everybody thought Caruana would win. Okay. So they played. Nothing happened. Eventually, for reasons I don't understand, white was able to win a pawn. So now black's much better, maybe not winning, but probably. Black's still a pawn up. Black's still a pawn up. Go black. Black's still a pawn up. It's black to move. What move did black play? F6. Triple question mark. So Fabi was winning or much better the last 20 moves. Then he played F6. Never play F6. Now, white to move and win, which Akobian played.
Yeah, Queen A7.
Queen A7, yep. So if you play King F8, you get mated. If you play King G8, then you lose your queen. If you play King H8, did he play King H8 or did he play King H6? No, he played King H6. If you play King H8, then I check. King G8 check wins the queen, and King G7 check wins the queen. So he played King H6. Then how does white win? White has one move that wins.
Knight G4 check.
Knight G4 check. Now white's threatening Queen H6 mate, and white's up a piece. Man, F6 wasn't good. Now, you guys don't know this, but I'm going to tell you. My sayings, never play F6 and never play F3 and all that stuff. The top players all know that. They know my sayings. Fabiano has heard me never play F6 a million times. So like Fabiano playing F6, ignoring me, that's what he deserves. I can't believe when that endgame started that Fabiano lost. You guys would be really unhappy if you lost to somebody like your own rating. Like black lost this. Now you don't have to feel so bad if you guys lose. Because you probably like had some winning position or better position or unlosable position, then you lost. Well, so did Fabi. And that's just one example. Thing is, when a top player does that, it gets accentuated. We look and see how a top player could blunder like that. Man, I'd be really unhappy if I lost with black here to anybody. 2 extra pawns. But never play F6. Okay, and I thought I'd finish with a puzzle or two. I don't know if you've seen these puzzles. Flip the board. Have you guys seen this puzzle before?
No.
Okay, so white's going up the board. It's white to play and draw. Most people, when I show them the puzzle, they think it's white to play and win. But it's white to play and draw. So if somebody thinks they can draw against me, they can give them the microphone and I'll play somebody and they can have white. See who's brave in the audience.
Somebody's gonna have to play the whole endgame.
Yeah, you gotta play the whole end game.
Who wants to do it?
Go ahead, Brandon.
I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Try it.
Oh, I can. Right? Try? Sure. So what is the... Anyone have suggestions? Or want me to just try? I guess let's just start with pawn takes.
Which one?
That doesn't help me. I need more information.
I just put the right one. There's one. Yeah, let's play H pawn takes.
Yeah, you're not fast enough. He's got that bottom half.
The king up to G2.
To where, G2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice.
No, this is where
F2.
F2.
On.
I resign at this point.
F5.
I resign.
Well, this is, you're gonna have to let me pawn, so you're gonna have to do the king opposition.
Yeah, this is winning now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You just do G2, king G2, right?
On F5.
Pawn F5.
G2.
King G2.
H3.
King H3.
Oh, jeez.
All right, I'll tell you something funny. I showed this to Nakamura and he couldn't solve it. I solved it in 7 minutes when somebody gave it to me. Naka only looked like 40 seconds. He wasn't going to waste his time with me.
So, and then you push pawn.
On F4 to F5.
Okay. So can we try F5,
You can try it.
king to G2, and then now we'll push the F pawn again.
Oh, you're still getting on.
Now do we do king to F3 or G H?
No.
Yeah, you're down 2 pawns.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. H3. He'll move his king back to.
No, that's
first. He'll move his king back to G4.
Want to do king G3 first?
It doesn't matter. He'll move his king back to
Okay.
G5.
Yeah, this is losing.
What if we start with king to G2? Now do we do king to F3?
No, he moved the pawn forward.
Why not king F3?
Well, because if you move the pawn forward, oh, that's not gonna work.
No, you let the king in. So.
Yeah.
Did you want to play King F3?
You can move it back.
Go
right?
king F3.
What do you guys think?
King F3.
Diagonal.
I mean, I like
Just go that
You
way.
like H3?
I like H3.
Okay.
Okay.
We can play F3 next.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then it's blocked.
It's just not gonna make a difference.
The Zug song.
My dad used to say when I was a kid, you play differently, you lose differently.
Do we do?
He was very encouraging.
Can't do.
Why can't we?
You
Do,
don't want to back.
why can't we do king G2 here? Well, then he'll steal the. He'll steal the pawn.
Because
Yeah, that's.
you can't move forward.
And you guys were thinking about playing King F3 also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then you can push your pawn.
Push the pawn forward.
But then that's a mistake.
Yeah,
We have to triangulate.
No,
we have to go.
because you could go you go E4. You can't take.
Oh,
pawn.
yeah.
Oh, then he's running.
He's gonna get a queen. What if instead of pushing that pawn, we hop the king to the E4?
Either way, it's a race. That extra.
Yeah, that's too fast.
Okay, I'll show you the first move, then you guys have to guess the second move.
Okay.
The first move you guys got right away.
Oh.
H takes G. All right, this move isn't easy. Especially since the guy with the microphone left. So now you can never suggest a good move. We need a guy who gives us simul with the microphone.
Do we want to try a pawn push here?
King to H6.
It's a chess puzzle. What's the worst looking move?
You need to move the king.
Oh, the worst one would be the G pawn push, right?
Right, that's the answer.
Oh.
It's a puzzle. So if you
Yeah.
take with the king, then it's just
Yeah.
king and pawn against king and pawn.
Yeah.
So you take with a pawn. Now what's the worst looking move?
Oh, the pawn again.
The pawn again. And after takes, what's the worst looking move?
King to h2.
That is the worst move. But I want a move that looks like the worst move.
King g2.
No, King G2 is the worst move. King G1 is the best move. Now it's a draw.
Let's see.
Now if King G5, White has one move that draws. They got 1 out of 5 chance.
King g2.
That loses.
Oh, no, I mean, F1.
King f1.
King F1. And what's that called?
It's not opposition.
The distant opposition. That's the only answer. Is takes, G6, F5, King G1. That's the only answer. Man, chess is hard.
Yeah.
There's not much on the board either. Who invented this puzzle? Somebody smart. All right. We're about at the end, but we could take some more questions if people have questions about anything. Since we're at an hour now, so we can. Anybody who has any kind of chess question or poker question or freestyle or blackjack, politics, religion.
Hi, Ben.
Hello.
What's the best way to spot a poison pawn? What do you look for?
You look on your score sheet and see what your opponent's rating is. If it's higher than yours, it's a poison pawn. If it's lower, then it's free. That's a good question. I wish I knew the answer to that. Typically, if you're going to lose a lot of tempi, moving a queen or something, then it's risky to take pawns if you're not getting something else out of it. So you can't really tell if a pawn's poisoned or not. You just have to use your best judgment based on all your chess play. And even then, sometimes we're wrong. Grandmasters take pawns all the time that are poisoned because they don't see. In fact, let me get a game up for you. I'll show you something. This is a game I played a few years ago, about 15 years ago. Okay, so he took the poisoned pawn, maybe not poisoned. And in this position, he blundered. He should play Queen E7. The engine says that White's better. White has more than enough compensation for a pawn. He played C5, and now he's losing. And the reason he's losing is very difficult. So he wants to get rid of my center, so I attack his queen, so it can't go back on the diagonal anymore. He has to play Queen B2. And now the move that he missed, White to play and win. Let's see if anybody in the chess club can get it. Not easy to find. I played this move and he resigned.
What? Which one do you want? Bishop C4?
Wait, that's right.
Yeah.
That's the right answer. Bishop C4. Threatening Rook A2. The only way to stop Rook A2 is to resign. So that's what he did. And then people were asking me why I drew the game so quickly, and I said I won. They figured it was a draw by repetition or something. And I was like, no, he got his queen trapped. So that pawn wasn't necessarily poisoned, but he made it poisoned by leaving his queen in there. That guy was higher rated than me too. But I can beat higher rated players if they give me their queen. Then I have a chance.
Right on. I got a question for you, Ben. So
Yeah.
there's been, over the years, various issues with USCF and with FIDE. I know that in the past, you had put out that video about leaving USCF. There's been some votes recently on replacing leadership at USCF, like the new director or whatever it is.
Right.
Do you see any of that improving over the years? Do you see
Yeah, in fact, I'm back in the USCF now because I like their leadership.
Nice.
And the fact that they fired their executive director. Yeah, they did Jen Shahadi wrong, and I think with the firing and the new leadership, the guy who's the president, I like him. He's from Florida.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. But yeah, before Randy Bauer, he had to go. Yeah, he was the main problem.
That's good news.
Yeah, and I guess one way to put it is don't drink and be on the executive board. don't drink and then post stuff on the internet. Yeah, that was one of his issues. Yeah.
That's good advice.
Truth hurts. Well, thanks guys for having me here. That was very enjoyable. Hope you guys liked it. No, please, you give me too little credit. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you guys are awesome. You got a really nice place there. All you need is some chess sets and you're all set.
Yeah, for sure.
Take care.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
See you later.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.